All right. Record test. We're good.
Welcome to the Clippers Countdown. As your 48-32 LA Clippers are trying to capitalize in the state capitol against the 39-41 Sacramento Kings, who are still fighting to hold on to the 9th seed in the West in order to host a play-in game right here at Golden One Center, where the Clippers will play their second to last game of the regular season and have an opportunity with a win and a loss from either the Warriors, Nuggets, or Timberwolves tonight to clinch a top 6 seed in the playoffs. And after winning 6 in a row and 16 of their last 19 games, they're looking to do more than just get in. They're looking to do damage.
Full court pass up ahead, intercepted by Kawhi. Clippers with it. The claw right wing, steps through and floats, and finishes. Kawhi Leonard the steal, and then the bucket. James wants to go to work. Puts it on the floor. Step back three over the top of Dante. Yes! James Harden with a sky ball from bonus distance. Kawhi on a backdoor catches, pump fakes, double team, bounce it, Zoo, float it, finish it, and the run continues. 12-0 for the Clippers in just 2.5 minutes. Bogey left wing three, rolls in, and there's the triple-double for Pizza Zubac. Bogey, a huge high five to Big Zoo. The two friends and teammates celebrate here in Intuit.
Big Zoo got his first triple-double of his career off that shot by Bogdan Bogdanovic. Kawhi had 22. James Harden had 35 and 10 assists as the Clippers would win 134-117 over the Rockets on Wednesday night. Here was Big Zoo post-game with Christina Pink.
To the magical season continue. Finally getting your first career triple-double. In the moment, what are you thinking?
So great. Always wanted to get one. A few times I was close to it, but thankfully T-Lou kept me in the game. I told Bogey when I pass you the ball, shoot it, and he made that shot, and so great.
Of course, Bogey hit the bucket to get you that needed assist. So What are you thinking throughout this game as you're getting closer and closer with all of those assists?
Just make the right play. Be patient. They were doubling a lot, so just be patient and make the right read.
So the reaction from your teammates was just as you would expect.
Yeah.
These guys love you. They've said it throughout the season. So what was it like to come to the bench and see that?
It was great. Everyone was so happy for me, and it was great. Those are my brothers, my family. Been here for so long. Been with these guys. Yeah! You won. You got one too. Yeah, I got double, triple double too, bro. Triple double too, bro. But yeah, that's family. So happy for them. They're happy for me. It goes both ways.
Norman Powell getting into the post-game interview there with Ivica Zubac. They'll need both of them tonight in this ball game. Clippers in Sacramento taking on the Kings in Game 81 of this 2024-2025 NBA regular season. Tip-off is just about 60 minutes away from Golden One Center. Coming up here in your pregame show, we'll have La Murray on from The Athletic, assistant coach Brian Shaw. But up next, we'll get to Carlo Jimenez right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers up in Sactown taking on the Kings. Tip-off is just about 58 minutes away. Welcome back in. It's Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Still to come, you're going to hear from assistant coach Brian Shaw. But first, let's get out to Golden One Center with your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, how we doing?
Adam, I'm doing good. It's good to see you. Good to hear from you. It's a first road game for this Clipper team since March. So feeling a little weird to be on the road and not being able to sit next to you and Big Bro, but I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. Excited for this one. Adam, what's better than having a playoff game before the playoffs start? Let's do a couple of them. Can't wait.
Yeah, the playoffs, to get into the playoffs, to stay out of the play-in for this Clippers team right now. Coming off a big victory on Wednesday night, backing it into a dome, as you mentioned, 134-117 over the Houston Rockets was the final for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac, his first triple-double of his career. Was a special night. It's been a special season all year long for Ivica Zubac.
Just an unbelievable year for Big Zoo. 13 straight double-doubles now. He's got 57, which is the fourth most in the NBA. He's fourth in the league. It really is the third most, Cat. and Nikola Jokic are tied for the second most in the NBA. But the biggest thing for Big Zoo, Adam, is he just looks so much more confident and comfortable on the floor. He is okay with the offense running through him, and the numbers reflect that. I mean, you look at the stats, 16 points per game, nearly 17 now, because he's been averaging almost 20 points a contest since the All-Star break. He just has been that good for this Clipper team, and I thought it was so funny. After the game, he got the triple-double. Bogey was the one who made the shot to give him the triple-double, and he said Bogey never has to pay for dinner again because he was able to give Zoo his first triple-double. Just showing the friendship. Those guys love hanging out with each other, and it shows with the way they play.
Great connection between those two. Let's hope it's not the last for Ivica Zubac. I don't think it will be. As long as they continue to play through him and teams continue to double him, he's going to rack up a few more triple doubles in his career, most likely. In that ball game, James Harden had 35 on 10 of 18 shooting, knocked down 5 3-pointers, plus 10 assists with just 2 turnovers. It felt like almost an afterthought because of what Ivica Zubac was doing. A quiet 35 from James Harden, maybe?
Unreal stuff. Historic 35 at that, Adam. He became second in the NBA for the most games with 35 points and 10 assists. He is about 60 behind Oscar Robertson, so he's got some way to go. But still a solid start for James Harden. 4 double-doubles in his last 5 games. He has been finding his teammates a lot more as of late, Adam. Impressive to see him continue to get everybody involved. And you're right, almost a quiet 35. It was the most points he's ever scored against the Houston Rockets. James Harden now has 35 or more against every team in the association. One of a kind, the bearded wonder, just being able to get hot in a hurry. I thought, too, Adam, his efficiency was great, and then getting to the free throw line. Clippers are 19-1 when Harden shoots 10 or more free throws. He shot 10 in the last game. It's always great to see Harden get downhill. Why? Well, it gets the other bigs in foul trouble, and it allows the Clippers to rest up and set their defense up on the other side.
Kawhi Leonard with 10 boards, 9 of 22 shooting. Wasn't the most efficient out there getting to his 22 points, but he missed some easy ones. And by easy ones, I mean he missed some explosive, what would have been spectacular throwdowns that got me excited. Actually, his missed dunks were the most exciting and maybe important thing in that ball game to me, just seeing Kawhi Leonard with that much pop.
He is so aggressive to the rim, trying to hang on the iron. Kawhi talks about how in the offseason he won't play 5-on-5 because he wants to miss basketball. He wants to feel like he can get back out on the floor. I think he missed dunking in the last game for the Clippers. He was trying to dunk everything. There was no layups in that game for Kawhi. It was, I'm an arm's reach between the hoop. My hand engulfs the basketball. I'm going to try to put it in the rim every single time. Even almost had a two-handed put-back dunk. But what more could you want to see from Kawhi Leonard? You mentioned it, Adam. That is the most important things. 13 straight games with 20 or more points. He's been averaging 55% from the field in that stretch. I can't wait to see him in this game tonight because the last time Kawhi did not score 20 points was against the Sacramento Kings team, although he did score the game winner. So, sometimes things go your way at the end. Excited to watch Kawhi continue to dominate. He has just solved all the Clippers' problems. I thought Justin Russo put out an excellent tweet at him. But since Kawhi has off his minutes restriction, the Clippers have been second in net rating and top 3 in offense and defense. It truly is. And this speaks to how good Kawhi is and how good the front office and Lawrence Frank and Trent Redden and Mark Hughes and how good Ty Lue is at putting the pieces around Kawhi Leonard. But Kawhi is the fix-all for this team. They have been a championship contender when Kawhi Leonard plays, and the advanced numbers back that up every single night. I just saw a graphic today out of the top 10 two-man lineups in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard is involved in 2 of them. The other 8 are either OKC or Boston. He's just that good for this Clipper team. So it's great to see Kawhi continuing to thrive on offense and helping the Clippers on defense. We love a healthy Kawhi Leonard. There's truly nothing better in the NBA.
They get some Kawhi up high up in Sacramento. Clippers in game 81 taking on the Sacramento Kings from Golden One Center. Tip-off is just about 53 minutes away. Carlo Jimenez is on the call, and up next, he's got his one-on-one conversation with your assistant head coach and Brian Shaw. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Sacramento taking on the Kings, second to last game of the regular season. Playoff implications on the line in this one. Tip-off is just about 50 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll go back to 1992 and Clippers Rewind. But first, let's head back over to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez.
Thanks so much, Adam. Here with assistant coach Brian Shaw before the Clippers take on the Sacramento Kings. Coach, Zoo, Harden, and Kawhi all with 18 or more shots in the last game. Is that kind of the balance you like from the offense?
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't allow the opposing team to key on, one particular guy. And, Zoo's been having a great year. Obviously, we know what Kawhi is capable of. And James, especially as of late, has been shooting the ball well. So it gives the defense more to think about. You spread the wealth, you get balance, everybody's involved. And when everybody's involved, they seem to have a lot more fun instead of just watching one or two guys take all the shots and get all the glory on offense.
You guys are 21-7 since November in this building. It's the fifth best record at home in the NBA. What has led to kind of this success at home?
That's what you want home court advantage to be about.
Yeah.
I just think it's a comfort level. Obviously it's a new building for us. In the past, playing at Crypto, we never got to shoot around or anything there, because we didn't go all the way downtown. We always shot around in the practice facility. So I think just being in the building, same building that we practice in and come to every day, being familiar with the surroundings and the settings probably plays a big role in how we play a little bit more comfortable at home.
Last one for you. This is obviously a very different Sacramento team. No Sabonis and Monk tonight. They have Levine now a big part. Valanciunas is a big part of what they do. Can you look back at those two wins back in November, or do you pretty much wipe the tape?
No, you wipe it. You wipe the slate clean. They have a different coach. As you said, they were a different team. We were a different team, as well. So we haven't seen them under Doug Christie. We haven't seen them with Levine. The last time we saw Levine, he really hurt us when he was with Chicago here in this building. And so they're playing with a renewed confidence. They've been playing really well since the coaching change. And, with that being said, we still need to be concerned more with us and imposing our will on them and making them react to, what we do.
All right. Thank you so much. Best of luck.
All right. Thanks.
Carlo Jimenez with Brian Shaw pregame. Coming up, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind. Clippers up in Sacramento, taking on the Kings from Golden One Center. It's game 81 of the regular season, with things closing out on Sunday in San Francisco. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
One center that pairs great with Cajun chicken sandwich. You can get over at section 241. And of course, Pet Your Freaks menu items at section 210. Make sure you
Clippers up in Sacramento, taking on the Kings. Tip-off is just about 42 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. It's Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Still to come here, La Murray of The Athletic will join us on the show. But I do want to go back in time in Clippers Rewind first. We're taking it back a ways here. We're talking about old Arco Arena here. If I can pull up my actual script from 1992. I know Mitch Richmond, The Rock, was on that team. It was January 31st of 1992 when The Thriller, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle with Rebecca De Mornay, was out in theaters. Color Me Bad's All for Love was on the radio. And your LA Clippers were taking on the Sacramento Kings back at the old Arco Arena with those cowbells.
They're a half game up on the Clippers, so it's a big one for Los Angeles here in Sacramento. And we are underway from Arco Arena.
Go to Doc Rivers against Spud a little bit more.
Charles Smith, the baseline jumper, his first two of the night. LA playing much better in the second quarter, and one reason why, that guy, James Edwards, who was in 3 of those in this quarter. This is Ron Harper eluding his man and hitting the open jumper. He has 4 in the quarter, 15 on the night. Come off to Manning. Somebody's open. They find him. And draining the basket is Ron Harper.
Into the paint, dishing off underneath, but stolen by Ron Harper. And a little showtime here. Who's going to put the show on? Charles Smith.
Clippers turning it up a notch defensively. Down at 2 seconds left. Richmond trying to beat the clock. Just good.
Yeah, Mitch Richmond there unfortunately got the game winner on the Clippers. I don't think he's playing tonight for the Kings, but you also heard the name of one-time Clipper player, former head coach Doc Rivers in there. Now, of course, with the Milwaukee Bucks. That was the Clippers taking on the Kings back in 1992. Tonight, Clippers from Golden One Center taking on Sacramento. Tip-off is just about 40 minutes away. Up next, your player to watch, and then Law Murray of The Athletic. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Sactown taking on the Kings. Tip-off is just about 38 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. You're listening to Clippers Countdown right here on the Patriot AM 1150 and the Clippers Radio Network. Still to come, we got La Murray of The Athletic, plus your player to watch, which we'll get to right now.
This is LA Clippers basketball.
Watching this guy play right now is really something.
Players to watch.
I'm looking at Norman Powell in this ball game. Did not play on Wednesday. Had a sore shoulder. He was questionable for the game, but we all expected him to play in this one. The stakes are too high for this Clippers team right now, and they need Norman Powell to fill it up the way he has when Kawhi hasn't been there, but obviously the Claw is playing in this game. Can those two mesh a little bit better out there on the court? Because that last game Norman Powell played against San Antonio on Tuesday on the front end of the back-to-back, he was 9 of 19 with 25 points. Now, he may not get up 19 shots with Kawhi being out there, but just get up around 15 shots in this ball game. Just has to be efficient and decisive out there. Quick movements. Norman Powell's a great catch-and-shoot player, great driving to his right, and has the quickness and hops to get to the basket with a little bit of force at times, too. Just want to see Norman Powell figure things out before the end of the season. He hasn't quite been as consistent with his play since he came back from multiple injuries post-All-Star break. Norman Powell, my player to watch, up in Sacramento. Clippers taking on the Kings. Tip-off is 35 minutes away. Up next, we'll get to that injury report right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Kings from Golden One Center. Up in the state capitol in Sacramento. Tip-off is just about 32 minutes away. Welcome back. I'm Adam Osland. It is Clippers Countdown. All right, let's do it. Let's get to that injury report brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, download the app today and use code KLAC to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. No Nico Batum with that right groin strain. Amir Coffey still out with left knee inflammation. Patty Mills out due to an illness, but Norman Powell and Ivica Zubac are both available for the Clippers in this ball game, as is Keegan Murray for the Kings, who was questionable yesterday, I believe. Malik Monk, though, is out. He's got a left calf strain. That is a big missing piece for Sacramento. Clippers got to find a way. Win out, and at worst, they'll be in the 5 spot, right where they are currently. Clippers, Kings from Sacramento. Tip-off, 31 minutes away. Up next, Law Murray of The Athletic will be here. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. It's the return of the Clippers to Sacramento, taking on the Kings. Tip-off from Golden One Center is just about 30 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Still to come, an NBA out-of-town scoreboard. But right now, join the show for the second time in 2 days. It's your beat reporter for the Clippers, for The Athletic. It's Law Murray. Law, how we doing? Not hearing Law. Not sure why. Maybe there's two headsets. One wasn't working earlier. One is working. Maybe see if Carlo Jimenez can hand you the one that was working earlier, Law. Or if there's an engineer around that can assist us with this. I think that one sounds like it's
now,
working.
Adam?
We got you, Law. We're good. We're good. How are you?
I'm good.
We're all good here. We're fine. How are you? A little Han Solo Star Wars reference there. Okay, let's talk about Ivica Zubac, because coming into the season, Law, I believe we played a little bit of over-under with minutes per game with Big Zoo. I said over-under 29. I'm not going to say who took over and who took under, but how have we gotten to this place where it feels like when he gets 20 and 12, it's almost like, oh, you know, whatever. That's just what he does now.
Nah, we can be accountable. I definitely didn't expect Zoo to be a 30-minute player, and he's been outstanding. And I don't think Zoo could be a 30-minute player with how his body was and how his conditioning was prior to this year. He got stronger, and he said that he worked on his conditioning going into this season, and it has paid off. You know, he's been durable. He's been more durable. He's turned around that trend where he has started to miss a few more games each year the last couple years, right? He has played great. He's been more effective as games have gone on. We had that long stretch where it was like, man, they don't give the ball to Zoo at all late in games. Now they're giving the ball to Zoo so he can get triple doubles. So he has, like, the improvement of Zoo was twofold. He improved coming into this year, and then he's improved as the year has gone on. So I did not expect him to be that kind of a player from a minutes perspective, and he's done that. The only step now is to see what those minutes look like if the Clippers can secure a playoff berth.
Was that triple-double against Houston just a fluky thing, or could we see a few more over the next couple of years from Ivica Zubac, you think?
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, you know what? Triple doubles are just a product of how your team is playing. Like, that's all it is. Do we have touches? Do we have guys making shots? Are you the type of player that can get the rebounds? Obviously, Zoo can put the ball in the basket and get the ball off the rim. The assist is always a question, and you just need the touches and guys making shots. Like, the Clippers scored a whole lot of points against the Rockets, and so I don't like we discussed yesterday. I don't really look at the triple doubles. It's like, are you playing the game the right way, and does your skill match your opportunity? And that's all Zoo should be worrying about. That's all anyone should be worrying about.
Bogey did hit the triple to officially give him that triple-double. Is Bogdan Bogdanovic going to have a bigger role than maybe officially estimated as when he first came over to the Clippers? Like, has he played himself into being a guy who can flip a playoff series should they get in one?
I think they acquired him to be that kind of player. I think the question was going to be, how effective was Bogdan going to be? Bogdan had a terrible year in Atlanta from so many perspectives. Like, he struggled physically. I don't think he was as invested. I don't think he was as connected to that team as he had been. There was real drop-off with his shot. The play style wasn't there. And so I like the Clippers acquiring Bogdan from an opportunity standpoint. I didn't quite love the deal because I thought that when a player like him at his stage of his career, Bogdan's on the other side of 30, when you start seeing any level of decline, especially from a guy who's not exactly a big athlete to begin with, you just wonder, is he going to bounce back? Is his shot cooked? Is he trying to hoop, or is he just trying to see the end of his deal and get the heck up out of here? Now, Bogdan has been incredibly engaged. He's been better than what I think the Clippers could possibly expect. Ron Lue says often how he went from thinking Bogdan was just your typical spot-up shooter to a guy that you put the ball in his hands and let him cook and let him get others going, as well as doing the things that Teron thought that Bogey can do. Bogey is shot incredibly well in a way that makes me feel like, it's just, I don't know how long he sustains it, but damn it, don't touch him, So, and the other part about Bogey is he's in lineups where he's the smallest guy out there. And if that's the case, who are you hunting? If you're going to be out there and it's Bogey, it's Ben Simmons, it's Kawhi Leonard, Derrick Jones Jr., and maybe even if it's a Zubac for a spell, what you going to do? You can't hunt those guys. Nico Batum, if you're not going with Zoo. Like, Bogey is a guy who, he can be hunted by certain guys, but there's a lot of guys around him where it's like, man, if that's your floor, you're talking about a 6'5", 220 guy. You're talking about, a leaner James Harden almost, like in the same circumstance. Obviously, Bogey's not as strong. He's not going to guard, some of the guys they asked James to guard. James is one of the strongest guys of his position, and he's able to guard those power forwards that you all want John Collins to be able to check. But Bogey Bogdanovic has been a player who is highly trustworthy, and he's going to be used for the Clippers tonight. This is a big night for him. He started his NBA career in Sacramento, and it's a big 48 hours for everybody involved.
Feels like a big game maybe for Norman Powell, just to see. We haven't had enough of a sample size recently with him on the court next to Kawhi, with both guys being healthy post All-Star break because Norm was out for so long. Is this a situation where, Norm just needs to go back to playing the role he was last year, or somewhere in between where he was earlier this season and where he was last year?
No, Norm just needs to make shots and not trip. Like, that's it. Like, Norm, I don't see him coming off the bench. I don't see him, getting hidden in the corner or something like that. I think when guys change their rhythm and they're not getting the same, it's an adjustment. I don't care what level of career you are. So I think Norm's had some good games. He's obviously had some games that haven't been as great. The main thing with Norm is don't fight the game, Like, he knows that he can get shots. He knows that the Clippers, I love the game that he played Wednesday. I mean, for some of the game. Obviously, he had some moments where he just wasn't moving the ball, and you don't want that. But like
San Antonio game, yeah.
Yeah, I just love how like they came out that third quarter, and they put that 11-0 run together, and that won them the game. So if all else fails, you can call a timeout, you can call a play, and you can just run a DHO and get Norm downhill, or you can have Norm come off a screen and curl into shots. Norm is going to be able to make shots. Like, he works too hard to be worrying too much about that. And, he's not going to break the offense. I think everyone understands that.
I see Keegan Murray is available tonight for Sactown. How dangerous is this Kings team in your mind?
Well, the thing with Keegan is, and I just got finished writing a little bit about him for a little project that I hope comes out next week. But that dude Keegan is in a tough spot. He's the fifth option on this team. Maybe not now because Malik Monk is out. But, like, for the most of the year, he's had to take a back step to everyone he shares the floor with in the starting lineup. And that's really hard because he's a former top 5 pick. And when he was in college, he wasn't this, prospect who got drafted off of potential. That dude put numbers up at Iowa. So, he's had to really take a step back. I see him in summer leagues going off. And, like, he has some real scoring acumen. You don't see it. But he's a pro because that dude's been asked to be the top defender on a team full of scorers, and I don't think Keegan's really cut out for all that to be his best role, but he still works. He was the guy who's primarily guarding Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi Leonard had his only game since the end of February where he didn't break 20 points. And so Keegan, he's 6'8". He's going to challenge his matchup. Norm didn't play last month. They need Norm to be good. Norm was really good when we were in Sacramento in November. Yeah. They need Norm to be good because the Kings bleed threes, and Norman is in there. You can't guard all these dudes. You can't say Keegan go get Kawhi and Demonis go lean on Zoo and Keon Ellis survive James Harden even though you're like 80 pounds lighter than him, okay? And then Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan is going to be on Norm, okay? And those guys are going to take naps. That's what happens. Norm has to be good. There will be threes available. Make those threes, and you are going to have 49 wins going into the last game of the season. If you don't, and if you're in a situation where you're playing from behind, it's dangerous. It gets loud in here, and this team is absolutely motivated. They know what happened last month. They were close to beating the Clippers. They want to give their fans a good Friday night if they're going to come out to this building. They got to start fast.
I thought Zach LaVine hit that game winner right before overtime and went in and out over Norman Powell fading away there. So, yeah, it could be a little revenge on their mind. This Clippers team, do you believe they're going to be more locked in on the defensive end after what we heard from Coach Lou post-game after the Rockets game the other night?
I don't know. I mean, you would think so. It really just comes down to, how locked in are they going to be from a physicality standpoint? You have to hit Zach LaVine. You have to be disciplined against DeMar DeRozan. You just need to understand that part of the game. If you don't do those things, you're going to be in a tough spot tonight. Like, that's it. The Clippers have seen the Kings, not Zach LaVine, but they saw him twice before the March meeting that ended with the buzzer beater. And the biggest thing about those games were the Clippers jumped out on the Kings. They did not make it dramatic. Okay, maybe it was dramatic at the end of the game in Sacramento because they couldn't take care of the basketball. The Clippers are better than that now. And obviously the Kings are more dangerous because as good as De'Aaron Fox is, the Clippers were cool with De'Aaron Fox just going off, having big games, and not kind of letting anybody else go off. Like, Zach LaVine is way more flammable than that. Zach's floor is lower than De'Aaron's, but if Zach LaVine is cooking, you are in trouble. They need to hit him and disinterest him early, or it's going to be a stressful night, considering everything that's on the line.
Nobody better than Law Murray of The Athletic. Follow him at Law Murray, the NU on X and all social media platforms. Law, thanks for doing this all season long. I'm not saying we're done, but I just want to congratulate you on the great work all year long, especially being that guy, the lone wolf out there on the road for us, giving us this good Clippers coverage. Thank you, my friend.
hey, we got some help tonight. But thank you. Enjoy the games.
Coming up next, we got an NBA out-of-town scoreboard. Clippers, Kings from Golden One Center. Tip-off just 16 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Sacramento Kings from Sactown. Tip-off is just about 14 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland. Welcome back in. This is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Coming up, back to Carlo Jimenez, but first, your drive around the league. It's brought to you by Toyota's electrified lineup, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, all electrics, and even fuel cell electric vehicles, so you can choose exactly the type you need for your lifestyle. We make it easy. There's two scores tonight that concern us, Clipper Nation, that are most important to us, right now at least. That would be the Denver Nuggets-Memphis Grizzlies game in Denver. We're currently, with 9 minutes left in the second quarter, the Grizzlies lead 40-31 over the Nuggets. We are rooting for a Grizzlies victory. We're also rooting for a big upset in Minnesota, where the Brooklyn Nets trail 32-43 with 7:20 left in the second quarter. And then later tonight, be nice if the Portland Trail Blazers could get a victory in Portland over the Golden State Warriors. Coming up next, back to Carlo Jimenez, back to Sactown. Clippers taking on the Kings. Tip-off just about 13 minutes away, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Kings from Sacramento in game 81 of this 2024-2025 Clippers regular season. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, we'll get to your keys to victory. But first, back to Golden One Center and back to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. So the Kings took a loss to a David Adelman coach Denver Nuggets team the other night at Golden One Center. Before that, they had won 3 in a row. Carlo, what have you seen in the Doug Christie era?
This team is a team that's going to play really, really hard. One player that's stepped up a lot since Doug Christie has taken over, Adam, Keon Ellis has just thrived. He's become the starting point guard for this team at times, especially when Malik Monk has been out. And he's the only player in the NBA, top 5 in steals, deflections, and three-point percentage, shooting a 5th best in the league, 44% from the three-point line. Ellis has just been otherworldly for Sacramento. And then also, Adam, look, there's not a ton of ball movement with this Sacramento team simply because they have such great one-on-one scores with LaVine and DeRozan. It looks very similar to how it looked in Chicago, where Kobe White was the point guard, not Keon Ellis, because it's the same two head of the Snakes for this Sacramento team. One thing, though, Adam, the Kings are 3-12 this season without Malik Monk. They struggle when he is not coming off the bench, bringing them that juice that they're looking for. We'll see if getting Keegan Murray back, sliding Trey Lyles to the bench helps them out a little bit. Lyles had been playing well in his starts with this Kings team, averaging about 10 points a game. But interested to see how things play out. The Kings know they're in the play-in. They don't know if they'll be the 9th seed, but they know they have one more game. So we're going to find out.
All right, Carlos. So we knew yesterday both Norman Powell and Ivica Zubac were questionable heading into this ball game, a little bit dinged up. They're giving it a go. They seem to be ready for the opportunity because there's 2 games left in the regular season, and it's all hands on deck if you are physically able to play. I got Norman Powell as my player to watch in this ball game just because I want to see how he fits in again next to Kawhi Leonard. It's kind of been something we've been monitoring for the last couple of weeks since Norman Powell came back and Kawhi's been playing at this level. Who's your player to watch tonight for the Clippers?
That's a good pick, Adam. Norman Powell, last 6 games, averaging 19 points. He has been shooting it better on the road this season. We'll see if he continues to do that in this contest, and only played Sacramento once. Missed the other 2 games against the Kings team. I'm going to go with Ivica Zubac as my player to watch. Big time, going Big Zoo, simply because, Adam, Domantas Sabonis didn't play last time these 2 teams faced off. He was out in that contest dealing with a right hamstring injury. So for the Clippers to have Sabonis on the offensive side and Zoo on the defensive side, Ivica Zubac loves to play with physicality. So does Domantas Sabonis. He's someone who likes to bring the physicality. So does Draymond Green, who the Clippers will see on Sunday. I expect a big weekend here from Big Zoo simply because he wants to punish. His whole goal is to attack from wherever area he's catching the ball and penetrate into the lane. It was interesting. Lon Murray asked Ty Lue pregame about getting penetration through Ivica Zubac. And Ty spoke to how when he was with Phil Jackson with the Lakers, they talked about how our penetration at times isn't always a guy dribbling the ball into the lane. It's dumping into Shaq, and he is already in the painted area. And Ty spoke to how Zoo has done that for this Clipper team. He has got them into the paint, got their offense going. Ivica Zubac has to be the punisher in this ball game if the Clippers want to come away with a win. That's why I'm going Big Zoo as my player to watch. Not against the rules. Give me the big man.
Great pick from Carlo. I think he already picked him for Sunday's game as well there.
Maybe.
Chris Dunn, over his last 41 attempts from the outside, Carlo, has hit 19 of them.
Yeah.
He has been hot from the outside. We know how big that is, especially moving into the postseason. They need him to hit those shots. He has been as of late.
He has to be excellent, Adam. You think about X factors that come into the playoffs. If Chris Dunn can go on a Derrick Jones-like junior playoff run like Derrick did last year, look out, because this will be a Clipper team with, I don't know what you do on the defensive side of the ball if he's able to knock down shot after shot time and time again for the Clippers offensively. Dunn already does so much for this team. We've talked about it, but he raises the floor of everybody on the defensive end. Can he continue to be effective on offense? Because, Adam, then teams are left with really no good answer to how to defend this Clipper team. They already don't have a good answer. The Clippers, since Kawhi off the minutes restriction, 3rd in the NBA in offensive rating. Their last 19 games, they are 1st in the NBA in offensive rating. But if Chris Dunn can hit threes, good luck to opposing defenses. It is going to be hard to stop this Clipper team.
Bogdan Bogdanovic has been hitting plenty of threes. Last 23 games, over 50% from the outside, and had all 16 of his points last time out against Houston on Wednesday in the second half, including, of course, that three-pointer that he knocked down to give the triple-double to Ivica Zubac. There's a clutch factor to Bogey that I truly believe in. It goes back to his time in Sacramento where he would hit big shots, was relied upon for hitting big shots and big moments for them, Carlo.
Yeah, and I think that foundation started when he won a EuroLeague championship, before he came to the NBA. This was somebody who was relied upon his entire life in big pressure moments, being able to knock down big shots. That's why he's the 3-time Serbian Player of the Year. It's why he was at the head of the scouting report, him and Nikola Jokic, all Olympics. Bogdan Bogdanovic loves the big moments. He enjoys feeling that pressure, and the Clippers are going to need him to hit big shots in big moments the rest of the way. Started his career here in Sacramento, where, and like you pointed out, Adam, he has just been a shot in the arm, as Bishan described it, for this Clipper team. 51% from three his last 23 games. For people who are worried about his shooting, there's no more need to worry at all. In fact, you should be ecstatic about his shooting.
Yeah, Bogey is on target. Clippers up north taking on the Kings. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. It's game 81, and we are just 5 minutes away from tip-off. Up next, we'll get your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Kings from Sacramento. Tip-off moments away. Let's get to your keys to victory. If you go over the last 4-game sample for the Kings, where they're 3-4 and have beaten some good ball clubs, including the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have the number 1 offense in the league over that time, according to offensive rating. The Clippers are 3rd in that area, but the Clippers, we heard it from La Murray, they have to come out and set the tone and bring that physicality immediately. You can't let the Kings get comfortable, as they typically are at Golden One Center. They can be a different team at home, especially with that confidence with their shooting stroke. The Clippers have to make sure that defense is there from tip-off. That's something Coach Lou stressed. Over the last couple of games, they haven't been as good defensively, giving up 117 points each against San Antonio and the Rockets. Tonight, they got to be fully focused on the defensive end. All right, here we go. It's Carlo Jimenez from Golden One Center up in Sactown. It's Clippers and Kings in Game 81, and tip-off is next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.